Obviously, tale of two halves. Very disappointing the way that we responded in the second half, especially after playing as hard and as well as we played in the first half. That was definitely disappointing. I didn't see that coming. But I thought overall you got a lot of young guys out there. They're playing right now. The loss of Darren Malines definitely, I felt like, hurt us. His leadership alone hurt us. He's the leader of our defense and one of the main leaders of our football team. But it's next man up mentality. Again, when you hold them 0 for 7 on third down in the first half, you're doing something right. Offensively, we continue to struggle getting the ball in the end zone, and that's very alarming, and something that we've got to continue to fix. Matt was obviously just a great leader for us, and so I allowed him down on the sidelines tonight with hopes that his leadership would help us out, especially when he comes off the field. And it was great to see him talking to our guys. But I thought we had some opportunities to make some plays. We had some guys open. We just didn't connect. And in games like this, when you call your shots, they got to stick. And we were close. We were close on a third down to Cortland on their sideline in the first half, coming off our own end zone that might have went a long ways. Or would have, and then obviously another one to Xavier Castile that we just missed off his fingertips, and so, proud of the way our guys played. Let me just say that. You got to give TCU credit, Coach Patterson, and what he's done. I give them absolutely a lot of credit. That's a good football team that has obviously been battle tested. They've been in ball games like this, and they're a veteran team. And I think that definitely benefited them, and obviously my hat's off to those guys. But we've got to play better. We got to play better in special teams. We've got to play better offensively, and defensively we got to be more consistent. Our defense is playing a lot of snaps right now. It's our inability to move the football and get it in the end zone is really putting our defense in a bind. And we're not, again, I've said it 2 weeks ago, we're not built for that. We've got some depth in our D-line, but we don't have the depth that we need to have to play at this level at a continuous base when you're playing close to 100 snaps a game. But proud of our guys, fought back and continue to fight. They give us everything they got. And season truly starts tomorrow. We start conference play next week, and we've got to get this one behind us and make the corrections and move forward. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Coach, look like those times you're not play things a little conservative, getting the field goal on 42. I look like you wanted to do a good time running it out to the half. There were a couple minutes left. What were your thought process on some of those?
Well, and that was my decision right there. I didn't, especially with so many young guys on the field. That was my intent. That I did not want to give them any adversity if I could avoid it going into halftime. There were so many times last year we felt like that right before half we would get out of ball games or lose our momentum. And so I made the decision on that. Looking back on it, obviously you wish you would have went for it. Especially when you miss a field goal, you look, heck yeah, I wish I'd have went for it at that point. But at that point, I don't remember what the score was in the game, but points were a premium. And I just wanted something positive. We've been driving down there. If I got down there and we didn't make it on fourth down, I mean, it would, when you're reeling just to try to score points, it's just anything you can get, it builds on, especially with so many young guys. When you look out there and we got a freshman right tackle when Nick went down, and we had to move some guys around, and then you got freshman running back, freshman quarterback, you have freshman receivers. You got a lot of freshmen out there, and when you play a lot of freshmen, the tendency is the emotional swing of things happen, and that's where we're at right now. I mean, it is, and in this program, and hopefully playing these young guys over the course of time will pay dividends down the road, and you hope it's at some point the light clicks on, and especially when you get into conference play.
Coach,
we need it.
Coach, what do you think of how Ben played tonight?
I thought Ben played better the first 3 quarters. I thought that once he starts pressing, it just really he struggles when he starts pressing. I did think he did a lot better things the first half. I was pleased to see the way he responded. I thought that his demeanor on the sideline was much better. His body language was so much better. He was encouraging the defense out there. And but you know, when you start pressing, bad things happen. It's just got to come natural. So I thought he did better. There's still a long way to go, as they all do, but it's a growing process. I mean, that's a position as a freshman. That's tough to play. But I thought he did some good things, made some good throws at times.
When you talk about the difference between the first half and the second half, were the changes similar to the changes in Baylor, where you held another high-powered team to 6 points at halftime, and then it got away a little in the second?
Well, you know, it's when you come out after half, you come in there in halftime. You know, you come in there and the emotions are high, the adjustments are being made. We've been playing really good third down defense. And you come in there in the very first play of the game, the second half, they take it the distance and take the wind a little bit out of your sail. And at that point, you just want to match. Let's keep the defense off the field. Let's keep them going. But you know, it's hard to say in that situation because our guys were attentive. I mean, we're coming out, we're playing with enthusiasm, and you know. We missed a tackle. Kevin Johnson misses a tackle. He's made a bunch of those. He made some really good tackles in the first half. He misses a tackle, and the guy goes the distance. And, you know, and that hasn't happened this year. That's the one thing. You haven't seen those 5-yard plays that turn into 60, 70-yard plays. And when it happened, you know, we still came back and played, but we didn't play with the edge that we had the first half in any phase.
Coach, the running backs weren't nearly as effective as they have been in the past few games. What can you attribute that to?
Well, I think TCU's pretty good up front. I do think that, and I think they've got a great scheme, and we felt like that we could go at their safeties. That was kind of our plan coming in. But we knew defensively up front they were really good. Linebackers have had a lot of experience, but. I didn't think we controlled the line of scrimmage very well at all. You know, we didn't. We didn't run the ball as effective as what we needed to. I think we had 76-yard rushing, and that's tough to be right there. I mean, especially when you're trying to put everything now on a quarterback. So I didn't think that overall, from an offensive standpoint, that we were very efficient and very effective. I mean, and you got to be able to run the football a little bit and get your defense off the field, and that's. You know, I thought toward the end of the game you saw a tired defense, to be honest with you.
What's the status of Xavier Jones?
Well, we're hoping that it's this week. You know, he's getting better, we actually waited till game time today, right before game time, and he practiced a little bit yesterday, and he's not 100% where he needs to be right now, and so. We'll see. We'll play it day to day right now. Hopefully we can get it back as we start conference play.
You mentioned how much you missed Darian Malines after he got ejected. Beyond just his talent and leadership, did your defensive staff have to alter the way they called the defense after he departed?
You know, I don't think so. Not as much as you would anticipate. You know, I thought Mikel Onu, true freshman, goes in, and you know, again, I thought he did some really good things. He's going to be a great football player for us here. He's just having to learn. I mean, you know, you got a bunch of babies out there on the field, and they're having to learn against some ranked opponents. That happens. And you know, in the end, we're gonna look back on these moments and see, you know what, these guys, they had to grow up the hard way, and it's our job to continue to grow these young men as they continue as we get into conference play right now, and we are. I mean, we're a better football team. We're just deficient. We're just struggling offensively, and we're struggling in special teams right now. And that's something that we've got to get right. I think defensively we're playing well enough to win. You just can't put them on the field as many snaps as they've had to play. I think we're you know, again, that's been a reoccurring thing. We got to get it fixed.
You guys were able to hold them without a first down until late in the first quarter, not a third down conversion until the second half. What stuff out about you, especially your secondary play?
Well, you know, I think when you look at Darren Malines, You know, obviously being an extremely physical football player, one of the leaders of our team, if not the leader. Jordan White has been playing extremely sound in the secondary. Horace Richardson's another one who's playing really well. And so when those guys are playing well on the back end, it allows you to rotate guys up front. And when that happens, you can get some pressure on. You'll be able to, you can put pressure with 4, then you can bring your pressure packages. So I think that really attributed to it. I think that we did a good job of disguising some of our pressures early on. Yeah, I think you saw a quarterback in Kenny Hill that was a veteran guy. You saw some veteran receivers and offensive linemen that have been in the moment before and been on that stage before and been able to say, okay, we can hit a reset button right now. Our experience tells us that, and we just need someone to step up and make a play. But I was pleased. Again, defensively, I thought the first half, I thought we played extremely well. And we just, and even through the third quarter, you just got to get them off the field, and we're unable to do that right now.
Last question.
Talking about some wanting to keep the young guys, cover diversity. Is there a point where you might think you want to give them a shot, or you just want to let them get out there?
Well, I think we're in a situation right now with depth-wise that they have no choice. You know, we're trying to hold the red shirt on quite a few of these guys, or I say quite a few on several of them, and but these other ones they got to play, and they got to grow up along the way, and it's unfortunate. You know, we want one day to get to our program to where that we're able to bring freshmen in and be able to redshirt them and only play just the exceptional few. But right now we're not there. We're having to play a lot of guys that are forced into the moment. And you know what? There's some really good positive things that are going to come out of this. And I'm proud of our players. We've just got to make plays when those opportunities arise. And when they do, it's no different than 2 weeks ago against Baylor. We got opportunities to make plays, and we're able to make them, and then they capitalize on mistakes. It's no different tonight. We have guys open. We got to be able to hit those guys. We got to be able to make plays in those times, and when you do, then the momentum changes. You know, the other team starts pressing a little bit, and so those are the things that'll come with time. The more experience that these guys get, but. Make no mistake, I'm proud of our players, and we're building this thing. I think we all know we're building it from the ground floor up, and we got a lot of young guys, and our veteran guys have been playing well, and we got to keep on keeping them. That's what you do. You get back up, you get knocked down, you get up, and you pull yourself up, and you go back to work, and that's what these guys will do. And we'll excited about starting conference play. We'll make some corrections Sunday on these guys on TCU and hit the reset button and go to Temple.